Hello, welcome everybody to a special Friday evening edition of the stream. I was having a lot of fun working on the artifacts, and so I figured rather than working on the course, which I still have to finish, I'm going to work on my game some more because that sounds more fun right now. And I figured, why not? Sorry, the cat is distracting me. Every time when I stream, hey cat! It's the other cat this time. Sharima, come on. What are you doing? I'm trying to stream. But I figured, yeah, bring up with the stream again, and we'll just work on some fun stuff. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Probably design a couple more artifacts. Maybe we'll get started on some of the other artifact stuff that I need to do, but we'll see. In any case, before I get into it, I got to do my usual ads. Gunforged is my first release as a full-time indie dev. So if you want to support my work, you can definitely check that out and purchase that if you are so inclined. And also leave a review if you play it. I would appreciate that a lot. And also I have my Udemy courses that will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine from scratch. This one is the GD script course, that's a survivor style game. And then I also have a C# course that's a puzzle game. So if one of those interests you, check those out. Those are linked below. And also I have a new Udemy course coming out soon. It's an online cooperative multiplayer course written in GD script. And so if you want to be notified when that's available, then hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Okay. All right, let's say hello to everybody before we get into exactly what we're doing. Oh, goodness. Welcome, A the Ant. I missed the first one, but I'm here for the second. Well, welcome. Here for the free popcorn. Oh, I did not know there was free popcorn going around. Welcome, Lunatic. Popcorn is overrated. It can be. It can be. Depends. Not the kettle corn flavor. Kettle corn is good. I'm gonna make popcorn in tea kettles and call it kettle corn. What was a cool water shader? What were you referring to? That was a cool water shader, or is that a joke that I'm not getting? It's Friday, yes indeed. Are to hashtag facts, Fries Day. Does Godot still have that scene corruption issue? I'm not sure. I was never really affected by that issue, so it's hard for me to say. But you can't really have scene corruption issues if you have everything in GitHub and version control, right? So water shader in the preview video. I'm not sure. Interesting. At the beginning of my stream, what water shader? Let me think. I don't know. Artifacts. 4.5 is releasing soon. I know. Did they do another blog post or no? Just beta 1 still. Hello, Manuel. Just found your channel today. Excited to start in Godot. Awesome. Glad to hear that and welcome. Oh, the blue. Oh, yeah, grave juice. Right. Grave juice. Yes. I was like, water. I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, that was a cool thing. Was it a shader? I don't remember. I made that game many years ago, so. Hello, Neozoid. Hello, Boogie W. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Oh, why so sudden today? Well, I'm just doing this stream because I was having fun, like I said. Having fun doing the artifact stuff. So we still need to get this spider egg in place. And I'm not really liking the spider egg, to be completely honest. So I'm going to try a little bit different approach here. We struggled with the spider a little bit, so let's struggle with the spider egg now. We'll struggle with the spider egg now. Okay. This might work out a little bit better. Let's do this, do that. Unfortunately, I gotta punch all this out now. Although that doesn't look half bad. Let's see. That does not look half bad. Doesn't look full bad either. Do something like that, maybe. A little something like that. It's called We Do a Little Drawing. So let's see. Add a little bit of depth to this with some strategic pixel placements. I do think that maybe there needs to be some thicker portions too. So if I do something like this, fill in some of these things. Yeah. That's looking a little bit nicer. I wonder if I added like a little Diglett looking thing around here, you know? Oops. Maybe I'll do it. Let's see. That looks terrible. Hold on. Hold on, we'll get it. I could do maybe just like a little something like this. No, it's just not a good place to put this. Oh, that looks okay. And we'll do this. And then we'll get some of this going. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look terrible. Maybe I'll do one on the other side as well. I think that looks much better than this one. So we'll do that. What I might do though is I might make this a little bit bigger. Make that a little bit bigger here. That actually kind of threw it off. Let's see. No, I'm just going to put it back the way it was. That's okay. And then over here, I'll do a similar one. Sorry, I know chat is going. I can see it in my peripheral vision. I'm locked in, chat. Actually, this is wrong. That highlighting is wrong. It needs to also be on this side. That looks a little bit awkward because there needs to be a gap right there. So I wonder if making that just fully that color. And we can make this thicker, I suppose. I think that works. I think that works okay. All right, I'm going to catch up on chat before I go too deep. I think that'll work. I think that's fine. Kind of looks like a mushroom, but I think it's okay. Let me just measure this out before I forget, and then I will turn my attention. Okay. Maybe it could be wrapped in webs. Yeah, I think I got that. Let's see. I was yesterday 8 years old when I realized double-clicking a cell with a rectangle selection tool auto-selects the entire cell. Yeah, I've got a couple of really nice comments from A Sprite Wizards in the chat. So you can double click a cell to highlight this. You can also hold shift and click to select increments of cells. So that's really nice. If you have a selection and you hit shift and arrow key, it moves it over by one whole cell. So that's really nice. There's a lot of really hidden like hotkeys in A Sprite that I don't know how you're supposed to find out. Maybe it's in the documentation. I don't know. I don't know. But okay, we're gonna stop there. I think that's good. And we just need to outline it. I might just give this a solid boundary. I answered one chat question and then I kept going. All right. Feels strange watching the stream after work instead of using it to distract me from work. Well, it's Friday night. We're partying. Everyone who doesn't have Friday night plans, come on in. Welcome back, Cursed, by the way. I think spooters are cute. They are kind of cute. Late night game dev stream like it's Christmas in June. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's 6:30 p.m. for Firebelly. It is. Yes, it is. We got a big heat wave coming for most of the United States, I guess. So, I don't know why that's relevant. I guess I just want to share with everyone that I'm happy about the new portable air conditioner I got for my bedroom. It's not hot enough to use it, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm giving Godot another try simply because they added subclassing for GDScript. Yeah. Awesome. It's 1 a.m. in Kyiv. Nice. Is that where you're at right now, Artem? Yes, it is. It's the capital. Half of my coworkers are in Ukraine. My birthday is exactly half a year before and after Christmas. That's fun. AKA in 5 days. Well, no, you don't get... No, I'm not going to wish you a happy half birthday. Chat is chatting. We're just chilling. Kind of cool. You have a perfect fun cycle. Christmas, birthday, Christmas, yeah. Mushrooms in mycelium. I thought I saw you already today. You did. You did indeed. You guys like my background? I've got like unintentional complementary colors with the orange and the blue in the background. I did not design it that way. Hello, Hyro. I usually find them on accident. Double stream kind of day it is, a double stream kind of day. Night stream. Yeah, this is the point in the evening where I'd usually be working on editing course videos, but my afternoon project, I had my part-time job I had to do some work for, and then my afternoon project was getting the new code review video edited. So I recorded a new code review video yesterday, and then I obviously had to edit it by today so I can have it out for tomorrow morning. So it'll be out tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. My birthday's in 5 days. Oh, your birthday's in 5 days. Okay. I misread that then. Well, happy birthday in 5 days. I'm sure I'll be streaming, so you'll have to let me know again when it's your birthday. What's up, Cheesem? I'm doing well. How are you doing? All right, let's get this in the game. Actually, I think it's probably already configured. Yeah, I think it's fine. So let's just see what it looks like. I am so just like ready to go full throttle on this game right now. But I have to finish the course first, that freaking albatross around my neck. It's good though, it's a good course. If I'm allowed to say that. Spider egg, look at how cute that is. That turned out so much better. Adds a spiderling to your inventory after each combat encounter. What I really need is I need to make like a deeply nested tooltip system where like I can have hyperlinked words in there that you can like hover over and then like you can show the spiderling card and everything. That's probably going to be overkill for this game, but it'd be kind of cool. Sweet. So let's just go ahead and beat this encounter with the God mode mutton. You know what I might do? I might take a detour on this stream and remove these indicators here. That's just not useful anymore. There's my spiderling. Oh my gosh, the spiderling. It looks so good. I'm glad I didn't give up on it. I like it. I like it. All right, let me go get my hatchet so I can delete some code. But first, update spider egg art. Hello, Lukey, welcome back. There's an albatross in the game. Is the liquid effect a shader or an animation? It is a shader. So it's been a while since I went over that, so I'll just go ahead and do that again. So this texture here, I don't know if you can see this that well. This is the texture here. It's just, I just drew a bunch of waves, you know, and a relatively long texture. And then all I'm doing is I have a shader that scrolls that texture, which is just simply a matter of like modifying the UV offset, because UVs will automatically wrap once they exceed 1 or go below 0. And so that's just a UV shader that's, a fragment shader that's changing the UV in accordance with the time constant. And then I'm also adding a slight sine wave to it, which is just, again, a matter of just altering the UV so that it samples from different points in the texture. And that's it. So I've got one going one way and the other going the other way. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward, actually. A very, very simple effect. And then, of course, this is all masked. So this mask here, if I got rid of this, this is what it would look like. So I've just got this texture here set to clip only. That clips it, and it looks like it stays within the little, within the globe there. Really, really simple, but a very, I think, nice looking effect, for sure. The upcoming course is GDScript. Hello, friendly foe, welcome back, good to see you again. Spooter, GDScript co-op, yes, exactly. Hello, Raise Ball, welcome. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, so welcome to the stream. How do you do the tooltips? Do you spawn and despawn the control nodes, or just instance it once and move update as necessary? So it depends, it really depends on like what I'm doing. In that instance, if I look at my artifact container, in this instance, the tooltip is a constant thing and its labels are just being updated with what gets hovered. But there are definitely situations where I'd probably want to instantiate and so like let's say that I decided to add tooltips for card hover. So if I decided to add tooltips like on card hover here, I would probably make that its own scene, because I could see situations where I need the tooltip to be in a different part of the tree depending on what is on the screen for rendering purposes. The alternate thing I could do is you could create like a tooltip manager that exists on a canvas layer, and then you like map the tooltip position to where the mouse position should be, and then just have like an API that you can set the tooltip configuration, for instance. There's a lot of ways to do it. But yeah, in that case, it's just, it's always there and it's just being modified. All right, so I want to, if I go to my base card here, card, these indicators here, this card UI, vertical damage progress bar, horizontal damage progress bar. So these are the things that I want to get rid of. So originally I was adding these little indicators to represent the damage that the thing does. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. They're not very noticeable, number one, and number two, the damage of things can vary wildly. So you could have something that does 20 damage, and then another thing that does 1 damage. And so the question becomes, what does each dot represent? Does each dot represent up to 5 damage? Does each dot represent up to 10 damage? And then there's a huge like configuration nightmare here, where I've got cards that are like the lantern here, which are oddly shaped. So this does not occupy a 2x2 grid. It occupies these 2 cells here and then this bottom right cell. And so it's like, how do I... You could see how it become a nightmare very quickly to figure out where exactly on the card I should put these indicators. So if I do anything regarding damage, like an at-a-glance damage indicator on the card, it's going to have to be a different approach. I haven't touched that since like the very early days of this project. So I'm just going to go ahead and yeet all of this stuff. Take my hatchet to it. None of this is necessary anymore. And all this code is just disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of update stats. Get rid of that. I think that's fine. Much better. Just much cleaner. I think what I want to do is, I mentioned this on an earlier stream, but I think what I'll do is I'll actually just change the borders. I think what I could do is I could pull off some kind of animated shader for the borders to indicate cards that have enchantments on them, cards that have been alchemized. I think I could do more subtle visual effects that are still differentiating like special cards from other cards. As far as the damage goes, I think what I'd probably rather do, rather than have that indicator on the card directly, is I'd probably just do a very stripped down tooltip that just shows the very basic stats, like an abbreviated version of the stats is probably what I'd do. The problem with the tooltip approach, though, is that like it would have to be abbreviated, because like there's no way I can show this information, like double the poison applied if an adjacent card applies poison. Like, how on earth am I going to show that in a tooltip? And again, I can't just put that exact text in the tooltip because this is as small as the text can be. Like, the text cannot be any smaller than what you see here. And so you can see how much space on the screen it takes up. So anyway, I'm just like dumping all the problems of the situation. What was I doing? Let's do another artifact. I know it's clipped, but that texture not being centered hurts my soul. Which texture was it? Texture not being centered. Oh, the health globe texture, yeah. Well, it doesn't look like it's not centered, so. We've got the dab. I love the dab emoji. I always get inundated with all the different ways I can do something. Yeah, there's like 1,000,001 ways to do everything in programming generally, but game dev especially. Hello, OC Richie. Welcome back. Good to see you again. This project evolved a lot since I last saw it. I missed more than a month of live streams. Well, I'm glad you're back. And yeah, lots of good progress. And I think the progress is really good, especially considering that I'm basically only working on this game during the streams right now. Hey, Sparrow Patch, thank you so much for the $5. That's very generous. Thank you, thank you. Hey, just popping in to say that I always love to see these live streams in my feed. Thanks for sharing your workflow and expertise. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. Thank you again for the $5 super chat. Very much appreciate that. Kill the code. $5. Yeah, $5 is great. $5 is good. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm running out of artifact ideas, actually. Oh, I already did this one. If anyone has any artifact ideas, feel free to drop them in the chat. An artifact is basically just a passive buff, you could think of it as. So think of like Slay the Spire, you get those relics or artifacts or whatever. They might be called artifacts in Slay the Spire too. But they basically just offer a passive ability that changes some aspect of the game. So if you've got any ideas, feel free to drop them in the chat and your idea may make it into the game. Ow. This card is kind of boring, but maybe it's okay. Oh, one thing that I wanted to do, yes, I want to get the spiderling out of the loot table. So that might be something to do that would be useful. The loot table is going to have to be... I'm going to have to make that loot table configurable in some way. Because as the game matures, I'm definitely going to want to gate some cards behind certain achievements. Like, you know, there has to be some kind of meta progression in the game. And right now on startup, it's just loading all the cards into the loot table. But at least for the spiderling, I don't want the spiderling to be acquirable except through the spider egg artifact. So I need to, I guess for now, what I'll do is I'll just do an export variable here. Public bool exclude from loot table. This is probably going to be temporary. It's probably going to be temporary, but it may not be. So when we go to set up the loot table here, if not card definition resources enemy and not card definition resource dot exclude from loot table. So that should do it. I don't think I really even need to test that. I do need to build so I can go and edit that spiderling now. So we'll just put exclude from loot table on there. I don't really think I need to test that. I think that's pretty straightforward. I don't really see how that could go wrong, but who knows? That death animation is very satisfying. The marionette, max health increase, enchant. Still a lot of work to do. Oh, I just realized a nasty synergy. This marionette does 6 damage per allied minion card, and these are 1/1 minions. So you could put the marionette on the board and just stuff a bunch of spiderlings. Wow, that would be nasty. That would be so cool. Okay, anyway. Let's put the marionette in there. Turn cooldown is reduced by 1, increase multiplier by 0.5x. So now it's got a 2x multiplier. Let's see. I need to go and grow my board. Let's go this way. I'm not even really playing the game. I'm just kind of cheating my way through it, but that's all right. That's all right. So yeah, here's what I'm talking about with the spiderlings. You can just easily get them upgraded. Increase board size. Maybe I should give the player control over which dimension the board increases in. That would probably be a good idea. Alchemize the spider with this giant finger. Really? I didn't get any of the giant finger abilities on here. All right. Oh, there we go. Into the boss fight. Boom, I win. Oh, something broke. Oh, interstate combat victory. So there's a bug here when I go into the boss victory. Shoot, that's going to be a good point. I don't want to focus on this right now, but to do doesn't work for boss victory. What I'm probably going to have to do is create a combat configuration for the boss as well, although that doesn't seem right to me. Get boss board configuration. Maybe I should do that. Oh, but there's no node. Ah. Right. The problem is that there's no boss node. Oh, shoot. Well, that was a major oversight. We'll have to fix that. That's all right. Anyway, I have my Linux VM set up to look exactly like Windows XP. Even use the Winamp Classic skin for Audacious. Nice. I do really like the Windows XP UI. It feels so snappy and so clean. I have a bunch of small dimensions that my player is constantly teleporting back and forth through. What are your thoughts on having each world as a node and removing them, adding them to the scene? I mean, it's going to depend on how complex the nodes are, because I think you could end up with performance issues if you're adding and removing like thousands of nodes at a time. So it's something that you're going to have to test. I don't think, like, in principle, that's not a bad idea. And it may not even actually be that performance. Like, once you load it, as long as you just keep it in memory, it may not actually be that bad performance-wise to just remove it and add it to the... I don't know how Godot, like, constructs the scene tree. It might be, like, more like a linked list kind of thing, where you could add a node that has 1,000 descendants, but it's as if you're just adding one item to the list, right? In the scene tree. So I don't know how the internals work. I would so there's nothing wrong in principle with doing that. I would try that. And if you have performance issues, then you'll probably have to come up with a different way of doing it. One of the common ways that games will handle that is that all the dimensions will exist in the same level and they just teleport the player around. So like you'll have your little first dimension here and then like 10,000 pixels away is your second dimension and you can just move the player over there, right? Is there a glass cannon style artifact that could make sense? Easier to die or costs more to resurrect, but you get X advantage? That is an interesting idea. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. That gives me a lot of interesting ideas. Native SNES and PSX songs I play on loop. Nice. Evening stream, am I dreaming? Evening stream, am I dreaming? No, you're not dreaming. Welcome back. Ignosum. Artifact idea. Generate X once per day per round. E.g. infestation, get a spiderling at the end of battle. Essentially a resource generator. Well, I already have the spider egg generates a spiderling at the end of battle. So I don't want to make something that's too similar to that. Nothing beats some Friday night game dev work session. Yeah. How about an artifact that halves damage from 2 damage types but doubles it from another? That is an interesting one. That is an interesting one. Spiffing Brit will totally do that. Not advertising this channel name or anything here, but when I start doing my dev streams, it's going to be glorious. Yeah, it sounds like it. I think you got a lot of stream appeal with the Windows XP and the audio. Supposed to be watching this at work. Artifact that initially makes you take more damage, but every fight reduces that damage until it reduces damage. That is an interesting one, yeah. Oh, that's kind of a... I mean, it could just be like a simple artifact that just reduces all damage, reduces all incoming damage by 1. What do we think about that? It sounds like it wouldn't be that impactful, but if you get hit 10 times, you're going to reduce 10 damage. That could be the difference between getting through the combat encounter and not. And you could, and I also want artifacts to be able to stack too. So I'm designing the artifacts such that they're not like unique or exclusive, at least for now. Maybe I will have unique artifacts, but all the artifacts that I have in game, you theoretically could stack them like as many times as you want. Spider egg, exactly that. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Which is a great idea. Anyway, what am I doing? Exclude. Well, I already have this artifact in here, which is... Where did it go? Why am I getting lost? Oh, here. All X cards are generated 1 tier higher. I should have come prepared with more artifact ideas. I should have been prepared. Maybe an artifact that makes a random artifact trigger twice. That's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting one too. Well, let's just go forward with this one that I wrote here. And I'll have to think of some other ideas in the background. I think this will be useful though. So what kind of, let me think. I have a lot of cards in the game already. How many is that? Doesn't tell me how many items are selected. That's right. Okay, let's create a new artifact. Let's just do artifact resource. We're going to call this ritual tier. I don't know what to call the display name. We'll just make it have the spider egg art. All ritual cards generate one tier higher. All ritual cards drop one tier higher. This is going to be an interesting one. So again, the important thing is that anywhere where I'm dropping cards or presenting cards to the player for selection, I need to make sure that there's a unified place in the code where all of those types of things are channeled through, so that when I have these kinds of buffs, it's consistent, right? So whether, the shop is offering a ritual card or whether, you get a ritual card from a booster pack, those fundamentally need to go through the same code that will then apply the benefit of the artifact. And I don't think I'm currently doing that. So that might be something that we have to address now as well. Let me think. Ritual tier. I'm not going to copy. Let's copy this one. Definitely not going to use that. So probably in the base artifact, what I'll probably do is public virtual void modify card stats. And then what I'll do is in here, public override void modified card. I'll do card stats dot increment tier. Okay, so now what am I doing? So that's the entire code. So the big issue is not the artifact in this case. It's going to be figuring out how to actually hook into when those cards are generated. So the obvious place to look first is this card loot table manager. So in this pick cards here. So cards are being picked whenever a map is generated, whenever a run is generated. So that's the shop, but how is... Wait, is pick cards not... Oh, pick cards with tags, that's also being used. So that's the booster event state machine. So this is where the boost... Oh, so there's two places in the code where cards are being generated, basically. And ideally, I need to have a unified way of querying for cards that I want to get. So I'm almost wondering if it would be useful to create like... How do I want to do this? I'm trying to think. I don't want to just add like hook into the artifact modify card in here, because there is a conceivable situation in which I do want to pick cards without them being modified. What do I want to do? Oh, goodness gracious. Here's what I'll do for now. I'm going to make these private. And I'm going to rename this to pick. Do I want to call it raw cards? That seems weird. Is there a way that I can duplicate? Hold on. Can I merge these two? I can probably merge these two functions. Let me see. Maybe I'll do this. Public class, pick card args. I don't feel like changing this. Oops. Format this properly. Thank you. And then also... yeah, card tags. This is going to have to be a nullable, though. I'll call this with tags. This doesn't need to be set to null by default. Okay, so I'm going to change this now. I don't think this is necessary anymore. Oh wait, pick items. No, that is necessary. Wait a minute, can this return null? I don't think they can return null. Okay. All right, we're getting there. So this is not necessary. This can be returned this. Okay, so now in here, what I can do is I can say list card stats cards. If, let's do this. Pick card args args.with tags.has value. Oh, this is a card definition resource. Okay. This is going to be args.rng, like so. Get rid of this. This can just become pick cards now. I'm still going to do a private static pick modified cards. Private static card stats. Pick card args, pick cards args, and then in here, right, this is where I would, I'm gonna need to get the artifact stuff in here somehow, but that's all right. Okay, so I think this is fine. This is sneaky. This is wrong. Okay. I'm going to change this to allow duplicates. And we're going to set this equal to true by default. Or maybe I should change the underlying pick items. Well, maybe not. If allow duplicates. Before anyone complains about this code, the AI wrote this code, so you can blame Claude for doing that. Anyway, args allow duplicates. We'll set that to true by default. RNG count with tags, okay. Anyway, this needs to be public. Okay, all right. Maybe some kind of lifesteal artifact. That's a good one, yeah. Lifesteal artifact. An artifact that gives you pretty good stats at the beginning but kills you little by little, forcing you to do a speed run. Oh, interesting. Why not combine the two? You get a lifesteal artifact, but your max health goes down over time. I kind of like combining those. Gain lifesteal, but max health goes down over time. Because that will put pressure on the player too to continually go get the health upgrades. A daytime stream for me. Yes, welcome, Rin. I know you are quite a different time zone. Sorry, I'm not an OG. Are all artifacts a passive thing, or are there like one-time consumable artifacts? I am not decided on that. I think right now they're all passives that you just have permanently, but I'm not opposed to making artifacts that just have like, they apply their effect when you pick them up and then that's it. Or even like, you know, I could do an artifact that's like, oh, you know, resurrect at full health, you know, and this artifact breaks or something. You know what I mean? Why does it have to be nullable? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't, Joe Bob. It could maybe just be defaulted to none. It might be possible to default it to none, actually. I think nullable is a little bit... There's a little bit more intentionality behind that, meaning that if this is null, then I'm not trying to query with tags at all. But I think you're right. I think I probably could... Yeah, none is 0 here, and this is a bit mask enum. So if I made it a default of none, then it wouldn't make a difference. It would be functionally equivalent, but I think just to be absolutely clear with the intention, I'm setting this to null. So that means that if this is null, I'm not doing any tag querying at all. Okay, so we'll do this. Pick modified cards. Card args. Let's do pick args, actually. Card loot table. New card loot table. Pick card args. RNG. Ooh. Booster event. Oh yeah, I'm not using the seeded run. Okay. Cards to pick plus booster artifact count. Allowed duplicates. I don't like this either. I don't really like this, but we got so many things going on right now. Allow duplicates. We don't need allowed duplicates to be there. Oh wait, allow duplicates equals false. Right? Anyway, with tags equals selected booster affinity, we pass in these pick args here. Okay. And then in the seeded run here, yeah. Shoot. This is going to be a problem. Well, so that was a really nice fancy refactor, but I still don't know how to get the artifact information into here. I was thinking I would just pass in the artifact manager and pick card args, but the problem is that the seeded run doesn't have any context about the artifact manager. And the thing is, I really don't want... Like, this seeded run is a very nice, like, self-contained class right now. And I don't want to start getting it tangled up with the other stuff, but I might have to do that. Or find a way of getting the artifact context just in the card loot table itself, but it's a static class. Why do you C# for Godot when it has its own minimalistic lang? I'm just more productive with C#. It's more comfortable for me. Welcome to the stream, by the way, SysWow64. Hello, Kelso. What time is there now? It's 7:13 p.m. 9 a.m. Saturday for Rin. 2 streams in one day, yes indeed. Ariane, welcome. My brain is currently going, yeah, buffering. Roger that. Hello, pseudonym. I don't have any questions to ask you. Do you have any questions I can ask you? Thanks. I don't. I'm sorry. I do not. I'm sorry. Shoot. What am I going to do about this? I don't know how this is going to work with multiple levels either. Excuse me. Man, is there a better... I wonder if there's a better way I can do my artifact manager. Okay, I mean... The cat is sitting on me and just farting. It's like, okay, go lay down. I don't want to keep smelling this. You're nasty. You hear me? You're nasty. Hey. Hey, you're nasty. This is the culprit. Okay. Goodbye. Go on. How was your interview? Oh, the meeting I had earlier in the week, it was good. It was good, thanks for asking. It's like I'm understanding the game and then he pulls up the C# code and I can't follow anymore. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a lot going on in this game already in terms of the code. There's like a lot going on, actually, for how relatively small of a project it is. Especially the ability stuff. Like, here's all these abilities. Just all of those right there. With more to come, I'm sure. I don't know how to get... This is the hardest... This is just the entirety of writing code is basically how do I get data to the place that it needs to be in as clean and maintainable a way as possible without introducing the spaghetti mess. Working hard, Firebelly Beware, I will catch you. Okay, Kelso. All right. That's funny. I was thinking a one-time self-destruct artifact. Sacrifice one of your cards to instantly wipe enemy card of your choosing. Little basic, but I love glass cannons in games. Yeah, that would be cool. That would definitely be cool. I do want to introduce more mechanics in the game in terms of like altering certain board cells instead of cards. So you could have a cell on your board that buffs any card that touches it, right? Or you could modify an enemy board to like vaporize anything that exists at a current cell. I haven't yet done any of that stuff, but I think it would be fun to introduce such a mechanic. Love the cat, need more cat cameos. It's a weird looking chicken. Cat meows, nice. I don't know what problem you're complaining about, but have you considered using globals? Yeah, I mean, I could. This game, yeah. The reason I'm hesitating so much is because it's gonna be very easy to make this game a mess if I start going down the wrong path and I commit to such a path. Like, I know I could fix the problem that I'm on right now very easily. But the problem is that the easy solution is not the one that's going to be maintainable over the long term. And so now I'm just trying to figure out what the best way of doing that is. I've already refactored this, so I think that was step number 1. I think what I'm going to have to do is pass in the artifact manager into here. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. The other thing I could do... There's another thing I could do, which is like I could say... Well, no, I don't want to do that. This is a static class, this card loot table manager, but I really don't want to... I don't want to store any state at this level, except for the loot table itself. Which, honestly, this might even need to change from a static class eventually. I wonder if that's the move. Let me think. That might be the move, actually. Make this card loot table not static, make it a node, and then have like an export variable that points to the artifact manager. Or that accepts an artifact manager. I think that's the way to go. Because this is going to be problematic in the future anyway, this static card loot table. Because you could imagine a situation where the cards that are available in the loot table changes depending on your meta progression. So if you do something that earns you more cards that you can seek out in the run, it's going to be easier to construct that loot table every time you start a run based on what your meta progression is than having this hanging around in a static member and then have to constantly update it at the right points, right? So storing this in a node that's only going to live as long as the run is going to greatly simplify everything. And it's also going to give me the ability to just provide a sort of dependency injection for the artifact manager. So I can go into my run manager here and I've got the artifact manager here. So I would do like a card loot table manager, put that right alongside, supply the artifact manager, boom, it's nice and clean. And then it can call the artifact manager in here, no problem. I think that's the way to do it. Yep, I think that's the way to do it. And I can still keep this as a static method, I think. Yeah, I think I can do that. Okay, that's what we'll do then. Have you heard of ECS? Why isn't everything ECS? Use ECS, ECS. It sure seems like that when a lot of people talk about ECS. Honestly, I don't know much about ECS. So I can't speak intelligently to it. I've spent the night coding in assembly and everything is global in assembly. It's more of a nightmare than you might think. Is it? Because I already think that sounds like a huge nightmare, but if it's even more of a nightmare, then geez. I totally didn't die. What happened? There was a cat. It was farting. I regret asking. Oh, goodness. Okay, tell you what. I'm going to take a quick break because I need to refill my drink. And when I come back, we're going to make those changes. And then hopefully that will clear the path for this artifact to be actually made functional. And then we'll draw some art for the artifact, and then we'll see what else we can get done with the remaining time. So anyway, check out the links in the description below. In the meantime, those are all the ways you can support my work. And again, hit the notification bell because I've got a code review video coming out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Another one. I fell asleep in my chair for a few minutes. That's all right. It's late in the evening, later in the evening anyway. All right, so give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back and we'll continue on with this work. Hello everybody, your favorite niche internet e-celeb is back. So, let's get started with this little refactor that I need to do. It's not going to be that difficult, but, you know. I'm going to try something else actually. I'm going to try something different. I'm just going to change this. Let's do this. Let's move this. Where is it? Okay. Oh, I have to move it through the editor anyway. Move. Is there not a way to move this anymore? Move, duplicate to, yeah, we're gonna move it to scripts, manager, move. Thank you. Card loot table manager, this becomes game.manager. Public partial class, card loot table node. I'm gonna mark this as a global class. And I think that should be fine. Okay, we need also an instance here. Private static card loot table instance. Okay, and we'll also do this. If not is instance valid instance. Okay. I guess that'll be fine. Okay. And then we can do an export variable. Export private artifact manager, artifact manager. All right. I think that's fine. Imagine you can only use a variable name or label once anywhere in the entire program. That's global overload, but I still love assembly. That is nuts. I love my favorite niche e-celeb being back. Thanks for the intro, yeah. 5 factorial equals 120. Is that true? Okay. I think that's it. So now I can build, well, yeah, let's build. So since I made that a global class, I don't need to make a scene for it. So I should be able to just in here, add child node, card loot table manager. Oh, it's gonna make a liar out of me. Really? Do I need to restart the editor? Let's restart the editor, I suppose. Hello, Trash Bandicoot. That's actually hilarious. Trash Bandicoot. As a software developer beginning to learn game dev, I'm curious, how long did you work in software realm and what pushed you to switch over to making games? Well, I was working full-time as a software engineer since 2017, and the only reason I'm doing this right now, really, is because my previous job was a startup and we ran out of funding, and so I decided to take that opportunity. Instead of trying to find a new job, I just said, well, I'll try to make the full-time indie stuff work, and that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, it's but yeah, I'd recommend, if you're interested, yeah, just work on your projects and whatnot in the evenings and on the weekends, and maybe a similar opportunity will present itself to you if you're interested in doing that. Is this not going to work, really? Really? Why does this not work? I was so certain that was going to work. Do I need to build it again? MS build, clean, rebuild. Godot does go. Godot hates you. Maybe. Does that not work? Do I need to make it a tool script too? Maybe I need to make it a tool script as well. Let's see. Nope. What am I doing wrong? My pass-through control works properly. Why is this not working? Pass-through control works properly. Card loot table manager. Oh. Oops. This needs to be called card loot table manager. I think that a class name needs to be the same. Right. I think that's the issue. There it goes. Card loot table manager. Okay, here we go. Nice. And then I can assign the artifact manager there. Okay. Cool. That's great. All right, so now pick modified cards. All of that was done so that I can now do this. For each var card in cards. Artifact manager instance dot artifact manager dot modify. What did I call it? Oh, public void modify card. I think that's okay. I'm going to make this painfully obvious to make sure that I know that this is working. Okay. I think that'll be fine. Oh, goodness. I guess we'll see what happens. Okay. Let's do it. Are you trying to make it a singleton? No, I was breaking it away from being a singleton. I mean, it kind of is a singleton still, but... All right, let's go collect some boosters, you know what I'm saying? X, all ritual cards drop 1 tier higher. So now we need to come up with some art. So quick, everyone, while I'm testing this, let's think of some art that would be appropriate for this. So this artifact, again, it makes ritual cards generate 1 tier higher. So if I do contains ritual cards here, bam, bam, and it broke. Why did it break? Card loot table instance is not valid. Why? Why is it not valid? Oh, shoot. I think I need to change this to enter tree now. This notification scene instantiated probably doesn't happen since this is not attached to a scene anymore. So this I need to probably change this to enter tree instead. And then we'll just do this. Shoot, that was a good seed too. Oh well, let's try it again. I hear the word singleton all the time, but I never really knew what it meant. It means that there's basically a single instance of a class available, usually globally. So with typical like classes, right, they're sort of designed to be instantiated multiple times and used all over the place, but there are situations where you only ever need one instance of a class, and that's where a singleton idea comes from. I regret making this decision. Give me some ritual cards. Minion, ritual, there we go, come on. There we go. So those are generated very high. So these are all tier 5 or higher. Okay, so we know that that's working. Now for the seeded run, how is that working exactly? Okay. Right. So that's still, yeah, that's still working. Okay, good. Okay, that's fine. I think we solved it. So I'll get rid of this. Okay. Ritual tier artifact working. So now we need to do the art. Got to reload Godot to make it a tool script. I don't think so. I think you can do a tool script without reloading. I just looked that up and it makes sense. Why use an engine to make a game? Well, I'm not interested in doing all the technical work myself because A, I wouldn't do it nearly as good as a pre-made engine, and 2, I'm mostly interested in the process of making the game and not the engine. So that's why. Also, I think there's a third, like, really good reason, and that is, well, maybe I'll leave that aside for now. IDK why Firebelly does, but it's hard for me personally to envision everything without a visual. Oh yeah, for the engine. Candles. Candles are usually depicted as being used in rituals. That's true. Singleton is like with statics. Usually you will see the singleton pattern using some static methods or like a static member that contains a reference to the concrete or the instantiated version of the class, if that makes sense. So like in here, card loot table manager, I have a static member that is a type of card loot table manager that is storing the instance, and then when I enter the tree with that instance, I'm assigning the static instance to the concrete reference, if that makes sense. It's a little bit weird. It's actually kind of hard to wrap your mind around if you're not familiar with it. AI only make a way, not build a path. I don't know what that means. You can also go to the engine vendor, other devs for support, help. You're not alone, being the right. Yep, that's exactly right. What is SME? Is that sole maintainer or sole? I don't know what SME is, but yeah. Whoops, what happened? String, what do you mean? I'm not, okay, anyway. Random question, what's your opinions on Immordin? What? I don't know what that is. Is that some kind of deep sea creature? Subject matter expert. Oh, right. That makes sense. Okay. All right. What am I doing? Oh, we need to draw. Yeah, so you said candle. Candle. Interesting. Let's see if we can do this. I still don't have a name for it, though. Ritual tier. I still don't have a name for it, which is kind of a problem. That's a pretty decent looking candle, I think. But I think it could be more visually interesting. One problem with the way I'm doing the artifact icons is I can't add like particles or animations to them. So if I wanted to do something more visually interesting like a flame, I would have to add some kind of support for that. Which, like I said, I don't have. So a candle's interesting, but I wonder if there's a little bit more interesting of an idea that I can do. Candle is definitely thematic, but I feel like it would be a little bit boring. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't have to be boring. Maybe I can do some extra stuff here. You know? Like I could add some kind of like a ribbon around it. Maybe give it some kind of plate or something that it's sitting on. Maybe? Let's see. Maybe. We don't have to live in a world with boring candles. That's the message of the stream, I guess. I'm trying to think. Do I want this to be darker here? Probably. That looks a little bit more interesting, I suppose. Unfortunately, I have to do that, though. There needs to be 3 pixels of space, at least on all sides. Let's see. 8. It's going to be a little bit off-center, but that's okay. It's a pair of words that would reverse spell each other. It's the reverse spelling of O. Interesting. I still don't understand. I'm sorry. What, this stream? We're doing artifact work. We gave it a cool candle dish. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind in the chat, I guess. Is it better for GDScript or C# to learn how to write good code for game dev? GDScript is easier, but maybe write cleaner code in C#. I think C# does give you a lot of tools to create more structured code, but I don't know if it's necessarily a matter of creating cleaner code. I think that you can write GDScript in a way that's very clean and easy to understand. So yeah, I don't think C# necessarily gives you cleaner code. So yeah, I don't know. That's not a very good response. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Wall. But yeah, I think you can write very clean, very nice, beautiful code with GDScript just fine. AI not working. Are you can imagine? As for code, they just here to show the way not to use him. So sad. I'm sorry, Kelso. I just I'm sorry. I can't understand what you're saying. I think what you're trying to say is, let me think. Just trying to I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know. What's this? I thought you vampire slept during the day. Well, it's been gloomy all day, so sun has not been burning me as much. Sacrament of Power. That's a cool name, Darren. Welcome, welcome. Add color to the flame. Well, there is no flame. It's just the little wick. Looks good as it is, though, IMO. Thank you. Like the ribbon. Looks like a snowman with a scarf. Does it look like a snowman? I guess it kind of does. Maybe that was an earlier iteration. Paranormal power-up. Looks like Olimar from Pikmin. Have you been to Godot Wild Jam before? I think I have participated in one Godot Wild Jam. I can't remember exactly, though. It's a reverse spelling of palindrome. Oh, okay. I thought, because you just said the same word again, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. The name might contain a word like right. Ooh, yes. Hold on a second. Yeah, a right. Okay, yeah, let's use that word. Right. More power, Firebelly. More power. Right of power. That's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I do like the word right. What font do you use in VS Code? Sorry, I'm a new VS Code user. Cascadia Code. I think it's Microsoft's code. Microsoft's font, actually. I have Cascadia Code with the font ligatures enabled. I really like it. I basically, this is my go-to font. Okay. So anyway, this is looking good now. So let's outline this. And then I'll just plug up some of these holes here. Make that. Okay, that works. I really like how that turned out, actually. It went from being a relatively boring candle to being something actually pretty cool. So I like that. Let's make this unique. Edit region. This. So now we just need a better name for it. Rite of conjuring. It doesn't conjure. What it does is it increases the tier of ritual cards. So every time a ritual card drops from a booster pack or is available in the shop, it increases it by 1 tier. 3 eggs look better. Yeah, you like that better. I like it better too. And I made the webs out front a little bit more thick. I think it works great. I like the skull wand too. I think that's fun. Rite of Ascension. Ooh. Although it's a candle though, so it's like the candle is not the rite. You know what I mean? It's got to be something like I don't want to call it like a ritual candle. That would be kind of boring. You know what I mean? Although that comes from the word rite. Maybe I can't use rite because it's not a rite. So I would have to say it would have to be something like Candle of Rites, but that sounds weird. Candle of the... Rite of Burning Wicked Wax. Rite of Enrichment. Melted Weakness. Rite of Rites. Of Rites, yeah. Oh, man. I do like the word rite, but I just don't think it's going to match the candle that well. Let me search. Let's see. I search ritual candle and I just get a bunch of like Etsy stuff. Medieval. Mystical candle. That's pretty cool. Mystical candle, maybe? Mystical candlelit ritual. Okay. Witchcraft candles. I mean, I could just call it a candle. I'd be done with it. It'd be kind of funny. Hello, Emerson. Rights of Wrongs. I think a ritual candle matches the item pretty well. What would a real necromancer call it? Something vigil. Yeah, a vigil candle. I think that's something, right? Vigil candle. Yeah. Is that what it's called? Waning wax. I kind of like vigil candle. So I'm thinking either ritual candle. So either ritual candle, just candle, or vigil candle. You're just throwing stuff out there. Well, I kind of like that. Do we like vigil candle or no? Vigil of Virtue. Chime candles are used for small rituals. Chime candles. Oh, I see. This one's a little bit more ornate than a chime candle. Ritual candle wins out? Okay. We can do a ritual candle. I guess that makes sense because it affects ritual cards too. If it's between which ritual vigil. Keep it simple, yeah. Ritual candle. Alright. We don't have to be so fancy with it then. We don't have to be so fancy with it. It's fine. Ritual candle. All ritual cards drop 1 tier higher. So here's something that I want to do as well. Ah, shoot. I want to add highlighting to the descriptions. Because like if I look here, see how poison is highlighted? So poison is highlighted here, but it's not highlighted. Oops. Shoot. It's not highlighted in the artifact description. So I want to highlight keywords. Like minion should be highlighted there. And ritual should be highlighted there. Got a nice little collection of relics here, or artifacts. I can't read it, I'm blind. Okay, so let's see. Will there be other types of graves giving ritual cards? So right now the only way to get cards really is through the shop and through the booster packs. And the booster packs are the graves. But there probably will be other sources of cards in the future, I don't know. Anyway, add ritual candle art. So let me see if I can do this tooltip label here. Let's make it a rich text label with BB code enabled. Word auto wrap mode word. I guess that's okay. Okay, I think that's fine. Oops. Can I change the line spacing? Why is the line spacing different here? Is there a line spacing property in here? Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. Line separation of 2. I didn't know I could do URL. It does underline it. Oh, I think I tried this at one point, but the problem is the underline is not stylable, or is it? Can I style the underline? I don't think I can. That's unfortunate. Underlining would look really good under the keywords. But if I can't do that, then I can't do that. Tooltip label. Okay, so in here, this is going to be a rich text label. Description utils dot highlight keywords. I think that's all I need to do. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, that's not right. It is highlighting the words, but it's also not. Do I just want to give this a custom minimum size of 128? I think that's probably what I need to do. See if that fixes it. Oh, that's okay. So I need to reword that. That damage should not be highlighted there. I'm going to change the spider egg. Spiderling minion. Nice. That works pretty good. So it's a minor change, but it's more consistent now with the rest of the game's text. Candle of 1,000 names. That is actually a really cool name. There should be a tentacle artifact referencing Waterbelly. Does BB Code allow for embedding controls or other widgets inline? I don't think so, but I'm not sure. U is underline, I think. Is it? Let's try it. U. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Oh yeah, but you still can't style the underline. Shoot. Can I change the underline color? How do I know what properties there are in a BB code tag? Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. Easy, you don't. Yeah. Hello, Snupbill with the message Yummers. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Very cool. All right, let's commit that. Change artifact description to rich text. All right, well, I know some people just got here, but that's going to be the end of the stream for today. Again, I might be streaming tomorrow, so hit the notification bell to be notified when I'm going live. I do have a code review video going out tomorrow at 10 a.m. as well, so keep an eye out for that. Again, there's an outline color tag as well. Don't know if it'll affect the underlines, though. Interesting. I'm going to have to try that. I'm going to have to try that for sure. But yeah, that's the end of the stream. Again, check out the links in the description below. Those are all the ways that you can support me. Purchase Gunforged if you're interested in that game. And also I've got my Udemy courses. And of course, I've got the new Udemy course in progress. It should be available within the next couple of weeks. So hit the notification bell again to be notified of that. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks for being here. Very much appreciate hanging out. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.